Rising oil prices have caused fuel prices to rise rapidly for several nations around the world. In the U.S., petrol prices at $4.17, breaking a record set in 2008. In neighboring Ghana, the development is the same. According to the Automobile Dealers Union, Ghana's petrol is now selling for 8.29 cedis per litre, about 25% higher from where it was at the start of the year. In Egypt, the government has raised prices of several types of vehicle fuel, anywhere from octane gasoline grades 80, 92, and 95 have all but increased. PMS prices in Nigeria, though, they've remained unchanged. The reason why PMS prices are unchanged in Nigeria is because it's subsidized by the Nigerian government. That subsidy, 3 trillion of which was requested by President Buhari from Parliament for this year, is set to increase due to rising oil prices, which will impact the landing cost of the imported product into Nigeria. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, stressed that rising crude oil prices had widened the country's budget deficit. She pointed out that the federal government was presently in the process of amending the budget to accommodate the increased fuel subsidy. More fuel news. The National Association of Road Transport Owners in Nigeria raised the alarm that the cost of diesel is becoming unaffordable for the transportation of premium motor spirit using tankers, because the tankers use diesel. In an address at the annual general meeting of the association, the national president of NARTO, Yusuf Othman, told stakeholders in the downstream oil sector that the price of diesel was becoming increasingly unbearable for road transport owners. Joining us to discuss further is Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Morning, fuel. Yeah,
it's everywhere, fuel. It's everywhere, Chika.
Worldwide fuel, you know.
It's huge. Where do you want to begin?
Before that, let me just make one or two comments on the story talked about on the reduction of the...
Oh, the banks. The banking... Yes.
I never knew that those limits still existed, you know.
Chika, you're a big man.
It has to do with big man. It has to do with the fact that usually what suffers first when the forerunner, you know, what reminds me or tells me that the rain is about to fall on our foreign exchange reserves or foreign exchange situation is when the bank starts reducing those limits. You know, we just feel nostalgic because there were times that we could spend $1,000 a day, a month on our Nigerian cards, Naira cards. So when the bank started reducing it to spot rate as $20 per month.
Right.
And so exactly what can you do with that? Yeah. But be that as it may, those little amounts help people on their things like Netflix subscription and all those little subscriptions. And then the withdrawal of those again now, you know, will lead to a lot of problems for Nigerians. But it's a sign of times. And it speaks so much volume about all that we're experiencing. Whereas when in the past, 2016, 2017, I keep saying, when we had this kind of breakthrough in oil prices, this kind of card limits, were increased.
Right.
But as we've been talking about in the last 2, 3, 4 months, oil prices have become a burn on our Nigerian economy. It's bad news for us. As our oil prices are going up, we are suffering more. And instead of our reserves, instead of more creation, more, transfer to our reserves are even getting less because of decisions this country has taken in the past. We have, when you take short-term decisions or defer the hard decisions, the consequences will meet with you in front.
Like the budget amendment now for
Zainab Ahmed. Zainab Ahmed talking about now about amend the budget for subsidy.
Yes.
Now, but let me just throw it in again. It's the same Zainab Ahmed.
Yes.
Is the person who every time she keeps singing this song from the same hymn book.
Yes.
We don't have that problem. What we have is revenue problem. For a nation that spend about 90% of their revenues in servicing debts. See, we're going to see the consequences of that action.
Yes.
This action, I promise you, in the short term. Just like we're suffering, we're faced with the double and the blue sea, and the deep blue sea now on oil prices. Look at it this way. Diesel is deregulated.
Yes.
PMS, petrol, as you know, is not deregulated. Aviation fuel is deregulated.
That's correct, yes.
Now, there's nowhere in the world where diesel price is higher than PMS, apart from Nigeria.
Right.
So if on a market forces basis, diesel prices are hanging up in the 600 naira per liter, it tells you immediately that PMS, if it were deregulated, would have been about that same price also.
Yeah, yes.
So you can see the consequences of the regulation.
Of course.
That if there were the regulation in the PMS, by now the prices would have been about 600, 500 naira per liter. You can imagine the consequences of that on our country.
Right.
But you see, he didn't deregulate it. What are we suffering? The issue or the problem prices, that we have, that our reserves are not increasing. We are spending about burning, I use the word burning, Commonwealth, 4 trillion. Some people even say it's going to get 6 trillion, the current prices of subsidy this year. All those are consequences of not making the right decisions. And our president has, in his wisdom, also decided for 18 months into about 2 or 3 months into the new government. So that Baba will go and, he's escaped it.
Right.
Hard decisions have not been taken for the country. We'll keep pushing it forward. We're going to pay the price. Nigeria is a country that, we always expect that actions have no consequences. Decisions you take have consequences down the line. And if you run away from taking those hard decisions, the country is suffering. That's why all this is happening. That's nothing strange. Whether the House of Reps meets from now to tomorrow, they're asking for 200 naira per liter for aviation fuel. Aviation fuel is deregulated. It's driven by market forces. As I said yesterday, the key input is what? Crude oil price. Yep. And from there, all the variants fall out. Whether it's aviation fuel, whether it's diesel, whether it's gasoline, as known as PMS, they all fall out. And they have their prices. You read that in the rundown. What's happening in other countries? Yeah. US, UK. Okay,
the fuel prices.
The fuel prices everywhere. Yeah. It's affecting everywhere. That's what is the reality on the ground. The consequence of the war that happening out there. And our own to trigger off also by the bad fuel situation that we had. We started the bad situation. So I keep saying that the hard decisions have to be taken in the country, and people have to be factual. I saw the things some people are pushing out there about there's no subsidy. Somebody said the only subsidy is 19 naira.
The labor unions.
And
yeah.
And
right. Yes, yeah, we saw that. It's
19 naira.
Right, and the others are freight.
And freight and whatever.
Yeah.
That's
right.
And you are there seeing fuel, crude oil prices move from 70
to almost
double.
Yeah.
And you say the subsidy is only 90. I mean, we just have to be real in our country and face hard decisions. But as I said, there's a gap between the governed and those who are governing us because of the fact that the people are not making sacrifices. There's so much profligacy across the board on those who are governing us. The lifestyle is not symptomatic of sacrifices. And so you cannot ask the citizens of the country to be sacrificing when the sacrifice is not total. And before we can listen to them and they face the reality and they become, angels of truth, everybody must sacrifice, starting from the top.
Wow. Chika, we're going to wait to be...
I assure you that this is not going to end tomorrow.
Right. The new administration.
It's not going to end tomorrow. It has consequences.
Yeah.
You thought about road transporters.
NATO, yeah.
Yesterday, aviation people were saying, bring it to 200. I said, who's subsidizing for transporters?
Exactly.
I told you that.
Right.
So aviation people now, they want 200. How? We have had decisions to take. And as we're moving to an election cycle, let's, as a nation, watch that. And let those things be the things that will be on the voting keep voting issues.
Yes.
And let the people who are going to contest address us on those issues, how they're going to work on them. Because we fix them. Because the country needs to move forward. The problem is that we're static. We're staying the same way. We're actually receding. And so, you don't take the hard decisions now, you pay the price down the line. And we're paying the price for those now.
Prescient words there, words of wisdom. Arise Business Analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate your insights.